Hi and welcome to another Checiegirl Creations DIY video. Now today I'll be just doing a quick video showing you how I rotate my cutting pads and what some of the dies I've recently purchased from Sizzix, and you can see that whole video in an iCard in the top right hand corner if you're interested, just to show you what they look like once they're cut. So first I'll show you how I'll rotate my cutting pads. So these are the cutting pads I have at the moment, and I've been using this one for the bottom, and you can see it's really cut up there. It's even a little bit warped. And this one I've been using on the top. And I purchased these coloured cutting pads, and they're just a standard size. So what I will do is only use one of these for now, because this one I'll be putting aside now. I don't know if I'll use it for anything again, really. So this one will be put aside, and then the one I've been using for the top plate will go on the bottom, and then this coloured one will become the top plate. So you can see. And just in case you don't know, cutting pads, the die and whatever you're cutting goes in between here. So say there's paper here, a die, and then on top, so it creates a sandwich. And you can see even here on this diagram the sandwich I'm talking about. So I'll be using this one for the bottom, and once one side gets pretty chopped up, I tend to flip it over, and then once that gets chopped up, I'll put that aside, and then another one will be put to the top. So now that I've swapped that out, I'm just going to put this back in the packaging. And if you're wondering, this is compatible with the Big Shot, which is what I have, Big Shot Plus, a Big Kick, Vagabond and Big Shot Pro. Now I'm going to see how the die is cut. So I have quite a few different ones, and I think I'll start with this one. And this is, it's called Flower, Heart and Soul by Ellen Hull. And it's really thick. So normally you would have your multi-purpose platform, and then have a cutting plate, paper, die, and then another cutting pad. But with this one, you don't need your multi-purpose platform. So I'll just put that aside. And there's 3 levels to this. There's platform 2, which you use for thinlet dies. Platform 1, which you use for impression pads, it seems, and embosslets and scissorlets. And I have a few of these here, so I'll be using that one. And then this one is for embossing folders. This one is as if it already has a multi-purpose attached to the die. And it says it can cut quite a few materials. So first I'm just going to try with some plain paper. And this is just printing paper. But normally I would be using cardstock for this. But since I'm just showing you guys what design looks like, I'm just using some printing paper. I'm just tearing it down so it can fit into the Sizzix. So this one goes on the bottom, And then my paper, the die, so I'm putting the die face down, and then top cutting pad, and then you just roll it through. And if you hear some cracking, that's okay, that's perfectly normal. So this is a layered die so that you can make your own flowers, and of course I would cut this out like a couple of times to make a really nice thick and substantial flower like on the packaging here. And you can put like a pin in the middle or a button to accent it, so you can use different deco papers, and that's quite cool. And it's a really nice size as well. I'll put it in the palm of my hand. I quite like the size of that, and of course you can go on the Sizzix site. Check those out. So I'm happy with that, and since it says it can cut so many different materials, I thought I might try to use some a cereal box. Oh, it cuts these beautifully. It's much nicer than just cutting the paper. This is really nice. So as you can see there, it's cut the cereal box with ease. I think, yeah, it can cut fabric as well, so you can make your own brooches. I might actually try to do that at some point, make my own flower brooches, and that would be really cool. And I might also make a video of that. If you guys want to see a video of me trying to make these brooches, then please do put down in the comments, because I think that'll be really cool to try. So I'm just going to put these away now, and then we can move on to the next die. Okay, so as you can see, I have my multi-purpose platform back on here, and I'll be using this decorative strip cutting pads, and they're clear, and I only have 2 of these, so at one point I will have to get some more once the bottom one gets cut up like that, to be able to rotate it, but for now it will do. And it's quite thin to fit the thin dies, and as well, if you're wondering, it's compatible with the Sidekick, Sizzix Big Shot, Big Kick, and the Vagabond. So I'll use this one first, and these normally can only really be used with paper and cardstock, so I won't be using the cereal box card for this. And this one is it's by Tim Holt, and it's Alterations, and it's called Ribbon Flags. So let me get some paper. I'll cut the paper down like this time. For quite a while I have been using just my standard cutting plates for these dies, but now I'll be able to cut the whole thing instead of just only being able to use half the die. Okay, so you can see here, it cuts them all out individually. I really like the edge on them. The edge on them is really nice. So that's what they look like. And you can really see really clearly on here how it leaves indentations. Trying to show it to you from the blades in the dies, so which is why you have to change out your dies every now and again. And I'll treat it the same way. Once it gets too cut up here, I'll just flip it over. And the reason I needed to get some new ones is because it was leaving indentations in the paper itself or whatever else I was cutting, which of course wouldn't look good, and I really didn't like that, which is why I upgraded to get some more. So on to the next one. These are called eyelet lace and scallops, and these are by Sizzix, and it's Doodlebug Design ink. So this is the eyelet lace one, and of course you'd have to poke out all the holes. I was just flicking it there so it would be a bit faster. Yeah, so that's really pretty. Then you just have some simple scallops, which again are really nice. Okay, and now for the last one, which looks really intriguing, and again by Sizzix, and it's called Scallop Fringed. Ooh, oh, this is cool. Oh, that's so cool. So it's like scallops with fringes. I like that. Ooh, this is my favourite one out of the decorative strip dies, for sure. That's really cool, I like that. Okay, so I hope that gave you a nice insight into what these dies look like and what you can do with them. And of course I am just using regular paper with these, but you can use these with cardstock. But that's about it really. The blades I don't think are long enough to go through any thicker materials. And what's really useful on the Sizzix site, they do tend to say what your dies can cut. And I do apologise, I hope you can't hear the rain. I'm in the conservatory at the moment, so, and it's raining quite hard. And you can see that's getting warped there. And whenever it's starting to get warped like that, just flip it over and just, next time you're cutting something, you just flip it over and kind of run it through. And I could try to do that here, but there's just not enough thickness. So maybe if I put like another die in there, because even that's starting to get a bit warped, and then you just kind of just need to flatten it, that's all. So don't worry about it. Though I have seen some videos where people put this in the oven, not for very long though. So if it really does get to the point where you can't even flatten it just by flipping it over and putting the die in and running it through, then maybe you would have to go a bit more drastic to fix the warping. And sometimes you get like paper stuck in there, but it's not too much of a problem. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and this and you were able to see, just in case you were interested in these dies, if you really want them. and I hope that the rotating cutting pads technique helped you as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and please join me again for another DIY video. Bye!